Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So it happened again. A friendly soul loaned me two watches to feature in videos. One is a Sinn 103 and one is a really cool Swedish brand that I never heard of, E.C. Anderson from Gothenburg. He just came by my house on my vacation, passing through Sweden. He's from Sweden, but he's going from one town to another, passing through my town, and just out of the blue sent me a message. Would you like to feature these two watches on the channel? And I was jumping for joy. So I'm gonna show you both of them in separate videos. First we start with the Sinn. I always want to say Sinn, but it's Sinn 103. This is the video for that watch, and it actually lived up to all of my expectations. The other watch for the other video, it blew my mind away because it's so cool, but the Sinn, I really had high expectations for that watch and it really came through. So let's take a look at it, and I hope you guys are having a beautiful summer in Sweden. It's been a little meh, but it is what it is. I'm wearing the Rolex GMT Master 2 as much as I can when I'm off work, but let's take a look at the Sinn 103. Okay guys, here we have the box. By the way, here we have the GMT Master 2. But this is it, the Sinn. The Sinn box. Spezialuhren zu Frankfurt am Main. Special watches from Frankfurt, and I really don't know. German watchmaker, Sinn. Here we have the guy that sent it to me. He bought it from Ericsson Urhandel in Sweden, established in 1923, and a shout out to Stina Gustafsson for selling him this watch. Nicely done, Stina. Let's put that away. Here we have the Sinn warranty card, reference number, Sinn. Put that away. Here we have the instructions manual, and this is actually a really cool instructions manual. We have the German language on the one side, and then we have the English language on the other side of it. And this is cool with some instructions manuals giving you some of their history, and it's a nice touch to read up about the company, and I really like this in instruction manuals. And actually this is a little interesting here because they test these watches. This is a professional pilot's watch, and it says a little about the thing here. That is why the world's largest classification society, DNVGL, formerly Germanischer Lloyd Hamburg, regularly tests and certifies the water and pressure resistance of our diving watches. Selected pilot watches are tested and certified by independent institutions according to the DIN 8330 Horology Aviator watches in an extensive and complex type and unit verification process. This ensures that a DIN 8330 compliant pilot watch is a suitable all-round replacement for the onboard timekeeping instruments available to pilots. So the way I read this, if you're a pilot and the equipment on the plane stops working, you can actually use this watch as a replacement for the timekeeping instruments, and that's really cool. And then we have some facts about Sinn and the company. It's been around since 1961. Technical innovations. It's a really cool read. The movement. This is actually a Valjoux movement, 7750. Yeah, it's a nice instructions manual. But let's put that aside and look at what we came for, the watch. So we have the box. Inside of the box, this is a faux leather material Maybe it's genuine leather, I never can tell, but I think it's faux. And we open it up, and there we have it, the Sinn 103. And it's actually about to change dates right there. It's not set to the time I'm filming this because as you can see by the sun, we're not in the middle of the night. We have a really good bonus here with the tool for the bracelet and for the push pins. But actually this end is not for the bracelet, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But let's take a look at the watch. Take it out here, and I'm gonna take it off from this thingy, put the box to the side, and here it is, the Sinn 103. And when I opened up this case, my immediate reaction was, what a beautiful watch. And there was something about the glass and the dial that almost popped out of the glass. I mean, the dial, I really have a hard time explaining this, but somehow compared to other watches that I've experienced, it almost, when I look at it from a certain angle, we have a lot of reflections out here, but it almost looks like it doesn't have a glass at all, and that's because it has an acrylic glass on top. This is not sapphire, and this is for the same reason that a Omega Speedmaster doesn't have a sapphire glass. It's supposed to be a professional watch used by professionals, and acrylic glass doesn't shatter as easily as a sapphire glass would. It gets scratched easier. You can see there's a little scratch right there, smack in the middle, but that can be brushed off with some poly watch or some other solvent. But it really gives you this immersion. It's like there's no distortion at all. And if you've seen the comparison between an Omega Moon watch that has the acrylic glass and an Omega Moon watch that has the sapphire, you can see the milky, it's like a milky white sheen on the border on the sapphire one. But this acrylic this is such a beautiful piece thanks to that acrylic, and a beautiful bracelet. And as you can see, there's a lot of brushed areas with polished details all over the place. The bracelet mostly brushed, polished in the middle, and then we come down to the clasp, the Sinn marked right there. Classy move. The guy that owns this, for some reason he hasn't taken off the plastic from the watch. There we have it, Sinn Chronograph, and a lot of German words. Anti-magnetic, water resistant, 20 bars. So let's talk about some dimensions. We have a diameter of 40 millimeters. We have a thickness of 15.5 millimeters, and that's a lot of the thickness is thanks to the really domed acrylic glass here. We have a lug width of 20 millimeters. It tapers down to 18, and it goes right back up to 20 at the clasp. We have a lug to lug of 47 millimeters, and the weight without the bracelet is 74 grams. We have a Valjoux 7750 movement inside, chronograph. So I'm gonna activate the chronograph right now. There you see, there it goes. You see the second hand moving on the left side. And then you reset the chrono like that, snaps right back. This is a 25 joules movement with 28,800 beats per hour. It's an anti-magnetic watch, water resistant, 200 meters. We have a pilot bezel with the luminous key mark at the 12 o'clock, and there's no clicks. It moves freely around. You can set it wherever you want. It's actually quite loose to the touch, and I have mixed feeling about this types of bezel, because I really like the clickiness. But one thing that you could never get wrong with this kind of bezel is you could actually never get it misaligned, because you align it wherever you want to align it. You just set it there, and that's where it is. It could never be misaligned, but it also moves easier than a clicky bezel. So I guess you're gonna find yourself, if wearing this watch a lot, you're gonna find yourself checking your watch and that the bezel has moved in your daily activities. Shock resistant acrylic glass, like I said before, so that it doesn't shatter as easily as a sapphire, and a really cool watch. I don't know if I would like to. I'm gonna do it. Let's pop the crown out and give it a spin. Let the date set. There we have it. Thursday, 22nd. Set it back in. It's a really cool dial with only the brand Sinn over there, and automatic right there in the middle, the date and the day, signed crown, which actually aligns perfectly. Even Rolex can't do that. And this is it. Let's talk about the bracelet and the links. Check these links out. It's not, you don't use a regular screw. You actually, let me show you. Just put the watch right back there, and I actually have the tools right here and the extra bracelet piece. This is what it looks like. You actually have to put these guys in on each side, one there. I'm not gonna do it on camera because I don't want to lose the pieces, and one there, but I did it before when adjusting the watch, so I could show it to you on the wrist. And then you hold the left one in place, and then you're able to screw it open and it comes off. It's a really nice system, and it feels really assuring that this could actually never unscrew itself, because you have to give it a go from both sides. And this is included with the watch, and that's a really nice touch when they include stuff like this, that you can adjust and fix your watch without having to buy extra accessories. So let's come to the best part of it all. Let's try it on. And here we go. Clasp feels nice, a little longer than usual, and I love that. And here it is, the Sinn 103 on my 20 centimeters wrist, and it looks beautiful. I really like the black bezel. It's it's a matte black. I've never had a watch with a bezel like this. It's like the black absorbs all the light, and it's not reflective at all. I'm even trying to reflect it with the sun here, but I can't do it. It's pitch black, and it's looking really cool. So it's a watch that looks retro because of that acrylic glass. It gives it a really retro look. And actually, before I put this watch on my wrist, I've been looking at an Omega moon watch for a while now, and I've always thought that I couldn't handle an acrylic glass. I really want to, if I buy it, I want to buy the Sapphire Sandwich Omega, But when trying this on, and when I see how the acrylic makes the dial pop out of the watch, it's something really special. It really looks beautiful, and you don't get that milky white distortion that the sapphire gives you. It's actually, this watch makes me reconsider, and if I'm ever gonna own an Omega speed watch, I might go for the acrylic one, because this watch has changed my mind on the glass. It's 15.5 millimeters thick, but it really, you see the lugs, they taper down aggressively, so it doesn't feel thick at all. So there we have it, the Sinn 103 chronograph, sent to me from the nice guy Andreas Gustafsson. I want to give you a big thanks, Andreas, for giving me the possibility to showcase this watch on my channel. It's a beautiful watch. I've always wanted to lay my hands on a Sinn, and I really want to lay my hands on a U-boat from Sinn, because actually that's the watch I would consider buying from them. But this chronograph helped me decide that maybe I don't need a sapphire sandwich Omega Speedmaster. Maybe I can go for the acrylic one, because even if it easily scratches, you can just polish that right off. And even if you have, I guess, if you have to change the acrylic, it will cost you far less than to change a sapphire glass. So thank you, Andreas, one more time for sending me this watch, a beautiful Sinn. It will cost you, I think it will cost you like $1,000 if you like to buy it. Actually, I'm going to show it to you right here. Here's the Sinn webpage, and here's the Pilot chronograph. As you see, you can adjust, you can do a lot of, you have a lot of options here. If you want to order it, I was way off. If you buy it on the leather strap, it's 1,670 euros, and if you want to buy it in this configuration with the solid bracelet, it's 1,850 euros, and then you can add on to that a sapphire crystal glass. It will cost you 500 euros, and if you want to have a sapphire crystal glass back, you can add that for 100 euros. So you can get it the way you want it. And actually, looking at it, I'm thinking that if I would have bought it, I would have bought it the exact same way that Andreas did. A beautiful German watch that would look good in any man's, or woman's for that matter, collection. And here it is, the Lume on the Sinn 103. As you can see, it's perfectly illuminated, and we have that little Pilot's marker lume on the top of the bezel. Too bad they don't have any lume on the second hand, which is on one of those sub dials in the middle left. That's too bad. I think that maybe if this is really a professional watch, you would like to measure seconds even in darkness, but there's no possibility for that in this watch, and that's a bummer. Maybe if you needed to measure it, but still, it's great looking lume. And this is me holding the watch as far as I can hold it with my wrist. There it is, looking good. So guys, if you liked the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, maybe subscribing to the channel. If you didn't like it, feel free to give me a thumbs down and tell me what you didn't like, and I'll try to do better the next time. This has been the Sinn 103 chronograph, and I'm happy to show it on the channel. And until next time, I hope to see you again. Bye bye.